I saw you posted a clownfish last night. That's what I got too. I was part of the pre-sale, but I got a clownfish too. I can't wait to put them in my tank.
They look so good. The work on the bubbles and the visuals on the water came out so clean, and yeah, it's just really great to see that Tyler just keep building out. It's great. It's honestly awesome.
Look, we antagonized him to come up on stage and talk.
Hey, y'all are gassing me up, dude. I'm usually not up this early.
Morning, sweetie. How are
I'm
you?
chilling. I got renders back. We're doing I'll give you guys some alpha. Nobody's heard this. So this is what you get for being early to the to essentially the breakfast club of Cardano. We're working on this essentially humanoid fish people series that I will not disclose their purpose, but I got renders for those this morning and they look pretty sick so far. So
Are they going to be like, in your fish tank, the little dudes with the that you put in the bottom of the tank, right? Aerator
yeah,
type
that would be
guys.
an idea of it, yeah. But there's a big lore story behind them as well. Within,
Oh,
so
nice. I like lore.
yeah.
I like lore.
Yeah, we're attaching an overarching lore, but we've been focused on other shit. But at some point, we're gonna basically have like a flip book of like the lore of every species. So
That's awesome. It's refreshing to see a team like yours who's been around and working their ass off for a while. You know things coming to fruition for you. It's congratulations.
yeah, appreciate that, dude. I think the fun part is just always trying to like do weird shit and doing new like the bubbles and like the floating, like you said. We were trying to do more stuff. Like I wanted to make that augmented reality, but then we would have lost like some of the quality and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it, well let's do like a 3000 by 3000 pixel video and do that, and then like feature decorations. We could still do the augmented reality route, and if we do special collaborations, some one-off fish could be augmented reality. But I think people like the videos too, because then you don't got to do you don't have to play around with it. It just kind of does its thing, and it's a little higher res.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So MinSwap's back up and running, I see. After their I think we need to talk about that, because I think we need to talk about security, right? And I saw a tweet yesterday by somebody who says, and just to kind of summarize what their tweet was, and I actually shared it, was, Cardano talks a lot about the security, right, of the blockchain, which absolutely is built with Haskell, a programming functional language. But that doesn't stop coding errors like we've seen with MinSwap. Um, so I just hope that when people talk about security all the time, that they realize that, shit like what happened yesterday could have been a lot worse. I mean, everybody that had money in MinSwap could have lost everything they had in there. It's as simple as that. What's everybody's thoughts?
Shout out Wing Riders.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not ideal that it was a thing in the first place, but I think that's the advantage Cardano has over like, I maybe I'm just not connected enough in Ethereum, but I haven't heard of anybody going out of their way to help their competition on Ethereum and then helping them avoid a giant, potentially $1 million issue.
Well,
So,
what would have happened on Ethereum more likely, and I'm surprised, and they even mentioned in their article Wing Riders put out today that they thought about doing this, and that was to actually utilize the hack and then send the funds back and be a white hat hacker, right? But what that does is that, you know, that's a lot of negativity, right? So I think they were better off by doing it the way that they did it, just because if you want to build on Cardano, you don't want to be found out that you were the white hat hacker to find the first exploit. And you know what I mean? That would have been a very, very bad look for them in the long run.
So I was talking to somebody that has not firsthand knowledge, but a deep understanding of the open source and how they go about creating this stuff. And his message to me, most of it was just having to do with how they put it out. But he was really concerned with the underlying libraries that are used to create these smart contracts and things of that nature. So this might not be the last time we see this, because others are using
I guarantee you
similar libraries.
1,000% you're going to see this 100 more times, and the
Yeah.
next time it's probably going to get hacked. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about the security of Cardano, right? Just because the layer 1 is secure with Haskell and a functional programming language does not mean that coding errors cannot take place. That does not mean that an audit cannot find a bug that could literally lose all of your money. That's why it's so important to understand DeFi and understand what's taking place and understanding the risks. Because I had a shit ton of money in there, and that's okay. I knew the risks. I was aware of what could happen. I could have lost all of it, and it's as simple as that.
And
Yeah.
I'll just jump in really quick before Riley, but I do want to say, like, as a newcomer, there was a big narrative in the beginning regarding Plutus and Haskell about how safe it was and how, institutional finance uses it and how it's a lot less prone to this stuff. But, and I saw a lot of pushback about how just having this conversation is like fudding Cardano, but frankly, it's a conversation that, needs to be had. So thanks for bringing it up.
Right? Because people like, I'm going to use you as an example, right? You've not been in crypto for a shit ton of period, right?
I literally have to rely on you guys telling me not only the history, but like the context in which it like lies, because it, it's the bullshit I read online versus what you guys tell me, and I don't trust anybody, but, I'm able to put the pieces together more being in these spaces, so.
Yeah, and for the longest time, the narrative, all it was, oh, we're more secure than so and so. So if you hear that as someone who's new, you don't realize that these risks are out there. You're just like, oh shit, oh, it's more secure than Ethereum. I don't got to worry about that same stuff. Well, what's happening on Ethereum is hacks of code, right? These people put this code together that has bugs or back doors into it, right? That's not Cardano. That's the people doing the coding. Or I know you have some stuff to say on this, right?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I mean, I think that it would be silly to expect libraries to be the issue when the issue is published, and it's basically the issue is that they were allowing people to mint LP tokens in a way that was basically leveraging like the pool creation mechanic, right? And they didn't have any way to stop in the code the creation of a new pool when there was already one created. So they've made it so now, similar to the transaction batching, it's permissioned to create a new pool. I don't know if they added anything else to stop it. They didn't say what else they added to stop it. And I mean, I just woke up recently, but as of yesterday, they had not added the code back up open source. They took it down. So I don't know. I think that's kind of my 2 cents on the code aspect of it. When it comes down to like open source versus closed source, obviously there's probably not a whole lot of people trying to look at Sunday Swap for vulnerabilities right now, because it's not a lot of fun to try and like write an entire tool set to analyze bytecode from a language that has no reverse engineering tool set around it yet, right? Like that would be a monumentous task for one app that has 100 million some odd TVL. But I mean, the yeah, I think that the whole general conversation is in the right direction, that we definitely need to be aware of the fact that there are going to be vulnerabilities. And I think that the best way to go about preventing those things is just having common design patterns that are well tested, right? So like MLabs has the Plutonomicon, which is literally an entire repository full
Not to
of
jump
good design
top of
patterns.
you, but I just wanted to say that that whole thing that you were saying, right? Like this is all new, right? Like there has to be some commonality. These are all pioneers, these guys that are putting this shit out. So hopefully there's some commonality between them and we get some type of common practices, right? I think that would be great.
Yeah, that's what the
Yeah.
CDA is trying to develop, is common practices for large DeFi apps that are going to be locking up lots of value, which is, yeah, TCT.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I just we have a new listener. I've never met this person.
Hi. How you guys doing?
That voice sounds so
Excuse me, who is that?
Back from the dead.
Oh my, how are you, Cat?
Oh my goodness. I've had an interesting few months. But what's going on with Ada? What's new, guys?
Oh my God, where do
Oh
we
shit, I miss a lot.
I literally just spit out my
Hello,
coffee.
hello.
I'm not even joking. I was
Good
like, I
morning.
know that voice.
It is so amazing to be back with you guys. And yeah, I have had lots of direction changes. I've been planning to move to different countries because my partner was getting a new job and they was changing the country. So we've been through setting up a new life in 3 different countries so far. But anyway, it's all settled now. So I hope you guys are well. I've missed you so much.
So where are you living? Where are you? Are you in Canada now, or are you?
I'm actually in England, but I'm flying back to Canada.
Holy hell!
Yeah, good day, right? So, I'm going to be back in Canada, in Vancouver, in 3 weeks, and then I'm going to be in Texas for a bit. And then, anyway, the point is, try and hammer me down. It's like trying to nail Jello to the wall. I can't keep me in one place.
She's on the move. She's on the move.
Oh, I'm on the move. So lots of DeFi stuff's kicking off in Cardano. I apologize in advance. I've not kept up to date. And there's a lot been happening. Holy shit, I'm sorry.
You are so far behind, girl. You don't even know.
Man, I could even say that I'm late.
You're not early.
Oh, come on. Where's the shots?
Oh, I'll do. If you're here, that rule is now in effect, so I do owe a shot.
Oh my goodness. So just give me the headlines of what's happening. Sorry, there'll probably be a lot.
Well, we got multiple dexes on Cardano. One of them had a very big vulnerability and was shut down, and everybody whose funds were on there were vulnerable at the time.
Holy shit. Is that MinSwap?
Yeah, MinSwap.
Yeah.
They have fixed the issue. They've put out new smart contracts, and Art was saying that they have not open sourced them yet, which they have not. And open source is actually what saved them on this one, right?
Open source is the best. I mean, you need it, like the power of the community to come together to check for holes, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's what saved them here. But they are open sourcing these. They just wanted to make some benchmarks first. So, and then they will be open sourcing these, and then hopefully the community can look at it and see if they find anything. And I also know that they are going to be starting a bug bounty program. Also, I don't know much details on it, but they want to, that's
a great idea, a bug bounty. Like, I feel like everyone should do that. That's open source. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, like crowdsource that sort of protection. Also, CC Vault changed its name. What's it called now?
It is now called Eternal. That just happened 2 days
without
ago.
an A.
Turner. Yeah, look.
No A. And everything that I guess the company, like the company that they're working with, they don't use, like, they always remove a vowel from everything that they use.
It's because I feel like it's because all of the domain names in the world have been taken. So now we're taking letters away, and at the end it's just going to be .com.
We're past the phase of the long numbers at the end.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. So hopefully this is I actually really like the name Eternal. It's a cool name.
I like it better than CC Vault. I mean, I like the part I got, but the CC I never understood.
I think it's because it went from like CC Wallet, But the problem was, I think there was another application that was called CC Vault or something like that, or CC Wallet. There was some conflict early on, which is why they changed it. But I like Eternal. That's cool. What else is happening?
I was just going to chime in and say that somebody told me the theory last night that they hypothesized it could have been cryptocurrency vault or cryptocurrency wallet, which I also thought low-key it was kind of a dumb name, so I'm glad that they also rebranded. Because if I didn't know CC Vault, how's a normie going to know it's what it means? You know what I
It
mean?
could be like cool Cardano wallet. So lame.
Eternal's a pretty cool name. I like that one.
All right. Well, what else is happening?
Oh, shit, you've been gone for so long. Who knows?
A lot.
A lot. Block Jock gets muted every day at least once.
I do. Which if I don't, I become upset, and then I don't show up for days. So
I've taken care of that early today.
Oh my god!
Got that done and out of the way. I love it.
I got him.
I miss your voice so much and being on this show. Oh my gosh, and your energy surrounding that. Jeez, I'm so glad you're back.
I am glad. I'm going to be like still relatively intermittent, but I'm going to be trying to be more present. But yay! Awesome. Well, I'm glad.
That's okay.
I'm glad I'm back.
R, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, and it's probably pretty obvious unless you haven't been looking at the charts for a while, but ADA went below $1 and now it's back above $1. And it looks like it's holding around $1.10. So I have a good feeling about this, but yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Right, total value locked is what? How total value locked over 400 million, right?
Yeah, it's what's gonna help it is I mean, I don't know if you looked at the Bitcoin chart recently, but it's literally $10 off 45K was the high this morning, like an hour ago. And so a key area for Bitcoin right now psychologically is like 45 to 46K, and if it breaks that, the entire market's probably gonna go on a run, which is nice.
My magic here, I'm going to give you my, because I've been doing TA for quite a while. I don't trust TA. I do it for fun. I do it to know where there's buy-ins, where there's not.
What's TA?
Technical analysis, like reading charts.
I thought it meant something else.
Tits and ass.
Me too. I've heard. Whoa! He just said that out loud. Hey, there's no cussing on this show, pal.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is my.
This is
Did you see the first YouTube clip? Because it was 20 minutes of cursing.
Yeah. Don't go to the YouTube clips if you don't like cursing. I make sure I specifically put not for children on the YouTube channel. So, but anyhow, there is we need to hold $1.11 on Cardano in the next 4-hour chart. We've back tested that region, its previous support, its previous resistance. If we hold that and stay over it, the next stop's probably $1.30, $1.25 to $1.30.
Oh, that's a brilliant 8-ball you have.
So, not medical advice. Time to buy, always.
No, I disagree.
I don't have to say that because I am not a financial advisor. So legally, I don't technically have to say. If you want to listen to me and be an idiot, that's on you.
But TA stands for technical advisory.
Whoa.
Tentacle advisory.
Tentacle advisory, I've heard of.
Tentacle advisory. All right.
That's my new 10K PFP project.
No.
Oh shit! Please put it in an email signature.
Bitfins will make the octopus way before you do.
It's you guys ever seen the game Octodad? It's literally just that when he's walking out with the suitcase.
So what's this about Cardano being a ghost chain?
Well, the vaporware is rubbing off. I guess.
There's no activity on Cardano, right, Epoch?
Last I checked, there was just no transactions. It wasn't.
Do they have NFTs yet? I mean, damn.
I heard that they're going to enable NFTs. I think it's like EIP 721 or something. Is that E8 something? I don't know.
Yeah, 722, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see NFTs in like 6 years.
So I think it was like something like in the millions, like several millions of NFTs have been minted so far. I saw. I can't remember, but
4 million.
yeah. Wow, that's fucking awesome, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, things are happening. I would say things are pretty exciting right now. I think
Nope.
price action is the scariest thing to try to predict at the moment, just because
Volatility.
volatility is crazy, and just like one breakout up, like yes, the 30-40% gain was great, but like that doesn't mean that like now we're up only. Like a month ago when we kind of fell, my assumption was that we had, I don't know, a few months of volatility. So
I would
but
fully expect to see $1 Epoch again. $1.
I bet it'll,
That region again.
I think we'll go below $1 again. We'll see what happens. I like to have a strategy that doesn't take the price into account.
Yeah,
That's the easiest way that I go about it.
I don't time the market. I just buy regular intervals, whatever it is, and it works. So,
DA is the best way, right?
so what else was I going to ask? Oh, it just slipped my mind. Damn it.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, do you know about Milkomeda is supposed to start next?
Ooh, tell me more about that, quick.
Cardano sidechain that brings solidity to Cardano. So pretty much all your
Solidity.
solidity.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think just to touch on that more, Milkomeda is bridging the gap between Cardano, Ethereum, and Solana. So basically, they want to bring all of the Ethereum DeFi, to anyone who's holding Cardano or Solana.
Yep.
So that's actually something that Epoch Pool was selected for the 10 validators to start. So we're keeping close track of that project, and we'll be setting up a validator for them pretty soon.
So I would just say, as a user, we will want to familiarize ourselves with the Milkomeda docs, and the Milky Swap docs are really good too. They'll take you through installing Flint Wallet, installing MetaMask, loading the Milkomeda testnet or mainnet into MetaMask, and then how to actually wrap and send ADA over to your MetaMask to the Milkomeda blockchain.
Can we take a moment and talk about Milky Swap, because I got questions?
No, we can't.
Bro, it's legit.
Is it?
Everything to you is I swear to God,
Epoch.
everything.
It's a question. Yep.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I love it. But
it's too easy.
What's your issue with Milky Swap? I'm curious.
It's easy for me to think of vectors of attack, and when people are doing things that look like that, I'm like, wow, that could be an attack. So like, if I wanted to get rich, I would make up some shit that said that I was a part of Milkomeda and like create an alter ego and call it like Milkomeda Swappy. And
Milkomeda interviewed them on their YouTube channel, dude.
Thank you, Hero.
Research. Dude,
Yeah.
research.
Interviewed.
They did interview him.
It wasn't even an interview. It was like a live stream that they hosted.
Yeah.
Oh, live stream.
Wait, explain.
Those can never be doctored. I've never seen a live stream doctored on YouTube.
FUDs.
Never in my life.
Wait, just explain, because I've got a smooth brain over here.
Whoa.
You're dealing, Catherine, you're the wholesome center that we needed, I think. I'm very glad to be back.
Is that Cat?
What's going on?
What are you doing here?
It's me. Oh, Lido.
Anyways, carry on.
I'm
Someone
back,
do explain.
Yeah, explain it like I'm 5, please.
So Epoch is questioning if Milky Swap, which is a DEX being built on Milkomeda, is actually legit, because are they actually partners with Milkomeda? Milkomeda tweeted their live on Twitter, put it in their Discord, did the live with Milky Swap, interviewed them, talked to them, answered questions in the Discord. I don't know. It's kind of hard to fake all that.
So the
it's
point
easy.
is that the company is involved with them, unless they are very good at fooling the company themselves.
No, it's like I just want to know the details. Like, number one, A, I have not done my research. B, I'm asking simple questions. And C comes after B.
Are you asking questions though? Are you asking clarifying
hilarious.
questions?
I have a question because this has been a trend before. Epoch, were you drinking last night and has it carried over to this morning?
No, but I've been up for a few hours, so
Oh,
like
I just
no,
had to
it's,
ask.
it's 2:30 in the morning. So my
you know
dad,
the
Everybody,
yeah.
hang on. Riley, highly respectful with his hand up.
Oh shit, I can't even remember. Oh, Milky Swap. So like, I guess I'm not really an Ethereum user, and when I was, it was like before I was a software engineer, and so I guess my question would be, they have like the same tools to be able to analyze code as we do, and probably much better, right? I would assume that smart contracts on Ethereum, if or on EVM based machines, if we were to have somebody who's doing deep analysis of that, we should be able to find any issues. Is MilkySwap going to be open source? I guess would be my next question.
That I'm not sure.
Oh, you didn't do your research of like the actual
I
technical
didn't.
part?
Oh my
That's funny.
god!
You just researched
that is
Discord?
I don't plan on
Oh my
using
god.
Mokamada for much. I don't think I'm going to stay on the layer one. I think unless I'm using Hydra.
Riley, I didn't do my research on that part because I'm not part of the Milkomeda team, so I don't, you know.
you know where the name comes from.
Yes, two galaxies about to smash into each other in the next few billion years.
And one
Yeah,
of them's ours. Well,
Right, it's right around the corner.
I'm waiting for it.
I
I
thought
just
it came
wanted
from Yoo-Hoos.
It's the most Cardano thing I've heard. It's like, man, I can't wait for that thing to happen. When's it happening?
It's like
About 2 billion years from now? Oh, sick.
it's like some of the projects we're waiting for.
I'm totally with Epoch on this one, and you know I'm not always with Epoch, but it is a little fishy. The naming conflict. There's so many milk things happening. It's just
Hating on the milk, man. Quit hating on the milk.
I think
I'm lactose
it's just a
intolerant.
little fishy. It's
See,
like
she can only get her milk on Cardano because if she does it in real life, it's not going to be good.
Thank you,
If I
Lilo.
don't, I'll shit the bed. So,
Really?
sorry.
TCT might have a good
Yeah,
point
it's pretty
here.
bad.
That's pretty bad.
So far I've heard Milky Swap is not open source and it borrows the word milk.
Hold on.
Very, very
We should-
scandalous.
We should probably hold off on these questions until DC Spark comes next Wednesday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be. So,
But
but
hold on.
but TCT though, our expertise here is we're trying to get sued for slander.
you're
The one the
I
one
mean,
company didn't
so.
do it, so you know.
So,
So, can I change the subject? Because I've got more
Let's-
questions.
Only if it rhymes with bleld.
the only thing I would add is that these are very tried and true contracts that they're using. I'm sure they adjusted them. They might have made some changes, but they're the Sushi Swap contracts, so they're pretty reliable.
Total change of subject, like since Catherine's also doing that, I just wanted to point out because I 100% love calling people out, and we talked about them earlier because we all love them. Eternal Wallet is down there listening, so
Love the new name change, Eternal.
love
Because
the
I
new
didn't
brand.
understand what
Killed it.
CC stood for.
Yeah, very
Oh,
cool.
I love it.
Thank you for making a fast wallet that works. Thank God.
Yeah, big time. Everybody tweet out the space, by the way. I know Lighter came in late.
All right,
So.
before Kat gets to change her subject, and then we get to our first guest, which is ADAO. I want to give Blockjock 30 seconds to spit out some shill that he has. So go ahead.
Oh, no shill. It was all alpha. Freeloaders. We saw a demo yesterday of our Web3 decentralized application for reward claim and our claim platform. And we will be recruiting testers coming up in over the next 30 days as we will start testing on May 1st on the testnet for our particular Web3 decentralized application, and I'm freaking just stoked as hell,
Lol.
and I have a huge smile on my face, and this is absolutely amazing. So, clap for the team. Way to go, guys. It's freaking awesome. And,
Congrats, Black Jock.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Good.
I've been pretty preview to what is going on in freeloaders. I've just been kind of lurking, and yeah, it's a lot of work being done. It's pretty cool to see so many SPOs come together. Real quick, Hero, though, I know it's a little confusing, but you might have seen a post recently from ADAO, because there is a new project that
Listen, I'm gonna screw it up all the time, TC. You just got to bear with me, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just be aware that there is a new
I am. I'm horrible with names.
calling themselves ADAO, and they are trying to use the same ticker as ADAO, so just be aware. Always check policy, and just come to the Discord or if you have any questions or you're not sure.
Oh man, that's a mess. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
They
Have y'all approached them yet? Because like it feels like
no, we thought about it in the beginning. It just seems like it screams red flags. You want to put something Epoch? There you go. That's you got a lot of ammunition on that.
See, this is the conversation we need to have. We need to give Epoch fodder for his scrutiny, and those fuckers are perfect for it, I think.
It's just anything that's not original, I feel like, is right up his wheelhouse.
I just think everything that he doesn't research is right up his wheelhouse for screen.
Stick the knife in a bit further, Hero.
Love
Anyway.
you, Buck.
I hope you do get to talk to them TCT, because obviously it could fuck a lot of people over if they make the mistake. People do stuff in a rush, or they don't read properly, and then they get trapped or do something that loses them a bunch of money. So hopefully that gets sorted. I don't know how you would do that, but anyway, the question I have is about small stake pool operators and what's going on with you guys. And obviously I tapped out when obviously there was the scoopers or whatever it was, and that was creating these very heavily loaded pools, and people were moving out of smaller pools and decentralization and stuff like that. Sorry, this is a big flipping.
Well, that was pretty much the Sunday ISO, right? Bunch of people moved to that ISO, fucked up decentralization. They came out and did a reverse ISO, right? To try to get people to move back to the small pools, which worked. But then people it's a never-ending battle, Kat, right? It's a never-ending battle. It's pretty much.
Yeah, what I would add is that it's not just the ISPOs anymore, right? Like there's a bunch of smart contract deposits, and there's a bunch of competition, I think, for the ADA sitting in small pools. So if anything, it's gotten more competitive, Kat. But I think there's a lot of exciting stuff going on as well.
There's a talk of changing the minimum fee that pools get from $340 and making it adjustable all the way down to $30. A lot of small pools think that will help them, based off of they only print one block, so they're taking over half of the block rewards for themselves. So they think that they will be able to be better competition with larger pools when that happens. And then also K is supposed to move from 500 to 750, which will take saturation down to, I guess it would be around 50 million or so. So you're going to have to see a lot of ADA move. But then we have someone like Coinbase. They just opened 23 new stake pools yesterday. So now you're starting to see these not yesterday, but you're starting to see these enterprises get into the game, which I've foreseen for, they're just the start of it. That's just, there's going to be a lot more of that. So, stake with small pools, because they're going to need it more now than they've ever have.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the Milkimeter, the 10 validators, is that a similar kind of deal, or is it just will that cause the same thing, do you think?
I'm sure Epoch is going to make some money from that for running the infrastructure. I would hope that they're paying them just like Sunday pays.
No idea. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you how much. There's no
Well,
clarity on
it's got
incentives.
gas, right? So, I mean, you guys, the gas and all that fee stuff, like typical Ethereum type world. So that's gonna go to, I mean, essentially the miners.
Yeah, yeah. In theory, yes, we'll be making money on fees, but I also need to now run 2 terabyte SSDs to fit a fucking EVM node. So like I'm about to double my server costs to like well over 1,000 a month. So it sucks to increase your run rate when you have no idea how much profit you could make. But
right, yeah, that's a hard commitment to make.
So what we're gonna do is, allocate enough to really give it our best, and see how it goes. Right, we're gonna give it our college try, jump in, right, take the risky approach, but we'll be checking at the end of the year how it's going, of course.
Fair enough. Are there still issues with like multi-pools, like one operator operating like a bit like outside of like corporate stuff?
Well,
Yeah, that would be hard to change so fast.
I feel like it doesn't
It's
matter
gonna be with us
anymore.
for a while.
You look at Coinbase, like Hero just mentioned. I honestly, I'm way less worried about somebody running 3 pools for themselves and advertising those pools themselves than I am about Coinbase running 23. And I think that there's bigger fish, right? And I think that we need to be, as Hero said, I think the biggest thing is we need to, as a community, be pushing people off of exchanges.
That's for
I
sure.
am, however, not okay with you running 2 or 3 pools if you're not fully saturated. You're just as much as a problem as Coinbase. So I want to put that in as my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that bait. But fuck you, Hero. I do my research. You can die. So.
Whatever, dude. I'll just mute you. I got power over you today.
I know. I noticed that you picked Lido as co-host over me today. Little subtle ding there.
Yes, sir.
Wait, didn't we have a guest?
We do. TCT is our guest.
Yeah, he's here.
Actually, it's not just TCT, right? It's TCT. It's everybody that's part of ADAO.
Honestly,
I think that's me too.
Yeah, you're a guest too.
I'm an ADAO. I mean, it's actually funny. I saw that we're doing the ADAO guest, and I was like, wait a minute, how's this any different than any other Cardano over coffee? This just means that like we're going to give TCT more time to talk, and he's not going to be on a pontoon boat.
Semantics, okay? Semantics.
Crypto King. No. You have your hand up nice and respectfully.
Guys, I just want to ask, I get that a lot of people have a lot of pools. Sometimes they don't get the multi-saturation, and we could probably put something in the protocol. Or maybe we can't actually because it's decentralized, right? How would you actually prevent someone from starting up a second pool?
You're not going to. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. And that's not decentralization. I don't want to stop anybody from opening a second pool. I just don't want you to I want you to respect the chain enough to not open a second pool until your first pool is saturated.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's impossible. So I was thinking maybe I missed something here.
No, I think it's about education, right? And then, we have this, the blockchain, right? Which is this consensus layer, right? That is enforced by code. And then we're never going to get away from another very powerful consensus layer, which is the social consensus layer, right? So from education and things like this, that's how we come to consensus and then enforce things like that.
Additionally, I think
Shame. Sorry, Rally, go ahead.
I was just going to say that multi-resource consensus mechanisms are going to be really important to the future of Cardano, I think, and we're already a couple steps ahead of a lot of other chains in that regard. Most L1s are thinking proof of stake is the long-term place to be, and I think that multi-resource consensus is the only way to go long-term.
Isn't there a paper for that? Minotaur or something?
Minotaur. I've yet to read that one.
So Minotaur is actually starting off that because Minotaur is stake and work, right? But there's others, and I'm pretty sure that Riley hit you on the head. Eventually, most chains that survive are gonna be using probably pretty much all of them, and a few we haven't discovered yet for different applications. So I want to go back and ask you guys this question. There's some feelings from people operating pools, right, of how many pools you can operate, all this stuff. Would that change if you can operate different security mechanisms on the chain? So you could have one pool for staking and proof of work mining at the same time on the same chain. Would you guys be opposed to some player running a mining operation and a stake pool, or what are your feelings on that?
Isn't that what Epoch is doing?
Well,
He's running.
technically, yeah. I mean, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of opportunities for SPOs in that aspect, right? Not only from people like Milkomeda, but you have the Batchers for Sunday. You have the, I'm going to butcher the ever living shit out of this. Lemoneers for MinSwap. Lemoneers. I don't know how they
That
pronounce
was pretty good. Sounded good.
So there are these opportunities out there for SPOs to make other income other than just creating a block. And that's why that min 340 fee to me is a big change, because if there's other opportunities out there for me to pay for my infrastructure, I don't have to make that min fee. So now I can lower it to be more competitive with the bigger pools that have, are at saturation, because now I'm not taking that minimum fee. So as those opportunities arise, I think the game for SPOs is going to change a lot over the next. It's changed a lot in the first year and a half. It's going to change a lot in the next year. But we need to move on to our first guest. We can come back and talk to this. We only have one guest today, as far as I know. So we can come back and talk about this crypto king.
Well, just quickly, I would just say, if you want to support Lido in other ways, other opportunities that I provide is I have an only fan. Hit me up in the DM.
Wait, we can
Did you just
advertise that?
say, Lido, you just said you had an OnlyFans? He's out of control. He's off the rails now. Cat,
He's not
one thing
mentally
that's
blocked.
happened.
That's why you
Lido,
gotta get that
Wait.
OnlyFans.
So
that's
does
crazy.
staking to Lido Nation get you a free month? Is that how that works?
TCT, how about that DAO stuff?
Yeah. Okay. So I love the banter.
Wow.
But yeah, I did. I appreciate Hero bringing me on, because about half this room is filled with people who have been contributing, and it's very efficient, right, to get things that we actually need. I think that's how a lot of these great proposals come about, is from spaces like this, and talking to other Cardano community members and seeing what other teams and groups need. So from that, we did submit 2 proposals. We've been working on one for a while now, which is the Multi-Sig DApp, and it is nearly completed. We're working with we're reaching out to all the wallet teams right now to make sure that signing is enabled on those wallets, so it's a smooth experience and you can use any wallet. And I did post those to the top. You got to scroll past Eltano the King's.
Listen, that was me, and I'm sorry, but that is so funny. If you know,
It's hilarious. It's
oh
hilarious. But also, Anthony is going to become a community manager. If we can upvote that, I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah, Anthony Cardano deserves a job with Cardano. So go comment on that I posted up top. Please go ahead, TCT. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, and I don't know if DZ wants to come up and answer any questions about the multi-sig, but that'll be really cool, because it's just a very quick and efficient way to secure a treasury, right? Whether that's between even just one person, you want to add a little extra security, 2 people, 3, 5, whatever. It's a very simple and efficient tool to do that. The other one is a little more exciting, if you ask me. So, yeah, I don't know if R wants to say anything, but just real quick, how it came about is ADAO is constantly approached by other people, groups, teams from within Cardano, asking everything from how do we implement something like a multi-sig or a suite of smart contracts like Agora. Where do we even start when it comes to...
Whoa. What is Agora? What? Huh? That's a word I've never heard before.
We'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, so just everything, right? People, so many teams just need some guidance, right? This is so new. We don't have a lot of examples on how a lot of these things are going to work or be implemented on Cardano. So to be able to really get hands-on with some of these teams that do want to decentralize governance or create user-owned protocols, that's what we want to do. So we propose that in Project Catalyst. We call it Project Summon, and that's exactly what it's for. It's so we can not only like onboard and then help these projects from everything from advisement to legal engineering, development, but we can actually like vet those projects and find the ones that align mostly with ADAO, with Cardano, and make sure they get streamlined. Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to say about the multi-sig DApp and also about Agora really quick because I mean with regards to the multi-sig DApp, it's using native script multi-sigs as opposed to using Pluto smart contracts, so there's not really any risk that you have to be concerned about, right? Which is nice for the interim. And then
Hey,
yeah,
can you explain to me, like I'm 5, what multi-sig is and what this tool is that you're building?
yeah. So a multi-sig is generally the term that's used to refer to a multi-signature wallet or multi-signature address. And all that means is that there's an address that you would send funds to, and then those funds can only be spent if some number of a list of individuals agrees to spend from the funds, right? And they have to agree to the amount and where it's going and all of that. So they sign this transaction together on behalf of the multi-signature wallet or address, right? And so in Cardano, we've had multi-signature addresses for like over a year now, I believe, right? I mean, well over a year, I think, actually. But anyway, it's not something that we need smart contracts for. And so the DApp that ADAO has created is basically a web interface to a native script multi-sig, which has a lot of security. And I mean, it provides the functionality that a lot of these groups are looking for at this time.
Is this all open source, or are you making it open source? Or I'm 99.9% sure that you are, but
already open source. Yeah. It's called Roundtable on GitHub, and we are seeking, like TCT said, we are seeking funding on Project Catalyst for this. So if people would vote, it would be really appreciated. But we are creating it either way, and it's already on GitHub.
You want to talk about what category it's under, TCT, and the name of it, and or whoever knows that from ADAO?
I'll let TCT speak to that, but I'll also speak to one other.
You will have to speak to that for a second, R. Hold on. So sorry. I have the 6-year-old and the wife screaming at me.
Yep. I'm going to speak to Agora really quick, since that was the other thing I wanted to speak to instead of the category for the multi-sig. Agora also has a Catalyst proposal. You'll have to kind of look around for these, but Agora's not under us for the Catalyst proposal. It's under Liquid, because it's our collaboration with Liquid and MLabs on a modular and flexible governance library written in Plutarch. And so this is going to be used by SundaySwap. It's going to be used by Liquid. It's going to be used by ADAO, AetherDAO. I think MinSwap is contemplating it along with OptimFi and a few others that I've spoken to. Everybody's kind of got their eyes on it. It's going to be the standard, I think, for governance on Cardano.
That's
What
big.
makes some?
That's big. Epoch, go ahead. Continue.
No, that is big. That's big. I just want to know, how are we going to build that standard? Like, how does that standard? What makes a standard, and how do we make it so?
Yeah. I think that for something to become a standard, it just needs to be used widely enough and then accepted by the community. So that's something that everyone's going to have to do, and everyone's going to have to decide that they like it before it becomes a standard. But again, the benefits of Agora is that it's highly modular and highly flexible, so that it can be used for basically any use case. There's some changes that may need to be made, but I think that the modularity of it allows for those changes to be made with minimal minimal input from software developers, minimal change, which allows for minimal audit surface, right? Because the whole thing is we wanna increase the depth of our audits and decrease the number of audits we have to do, I think is the goal with that. And I mean, it's going to be open source in the very near future. That's at Liquid's discretion, not ADAO's. But I think that by creating an open source repository that everyone can collaborate on, we can create a really effective standard.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right that depends kind of on the adoption of the community, right? We saw this with the NFT metadata standard, right? The Barry kind of pushed forward. I think it was like 721, and we just ran with that. So I think you guys are actually doing it right by trying to partner and working with these big names. I'm actually pretty impressed that you've been able to not only get in contact with these teams, but actually make a value prop that they bite at. That's not easy to do in general. So kudos for getting this far.
Well, it's thanks to like community developers like right? We had been working on a system similar to Agora since what was it, November last year, right? And yeah, when I don't know if Liquid approached us or we approached Liquid, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was very clear that it made a lot more sense to work on something like this together and contribute to put that development power towards Agora, right? Because like R said, it's not only something that Liquid will be able to use, it's something that ADAO, Liquid, any dApp or DAO on Cardano will be able to use and build on top of. So it is ideal. That is the smartest path to take. And yeah, I hope we see more of that in Cardano. I think we have just incredibly strong community focused teams, right? And the ability to come together like that is what is going to propel us forward.
Ryan down there, how are you, man? It's been a while.
Doing well, Hero. Doing well, man. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the educational working group. We have a proposal as well for ADAO. It's the title is ADAO Education and Marketing Content. So basically, and that's in the film and media category. So basically, the long-term goal for that is just to create a DAO library, and it breaks into 3 categories. So it'll be like visual content, text-based content, short videos, stuff for different social medias, and we'll break it into 3 different experience levels. So like beginner, medium, advanced, or expert. And then we want to translate all that content into different languages. Obviously, the more languages, the better. But we'll have to start out small and just develop that over time. And then a short-term goal for that, for this proposal, is to create mini-series of like what DAOs are and then more on what ADAO is about, and basically like the 5 W's of both. And that's essentially what our asking price is to create the short-term goal, and then later, we'll work more on the long-term goal. And it's also to break down the content we've already made into like smaller pieces, and it'll just lead people, like a lead generation from social media, into our more well-described content. And and we want to work with Ada Café and Lido and David Baxter and the others that are working on creating this like community hub of going to find this information, because it's needed, right? And we really want to push that and be a part of that. Like the biggest challenge we find is just finding the right content fit. Like anyone can create content, but we're trying to create, fun, engaging, educational, and basically can't miss content. Like you just can't wait to see it because it's awesome, and you learn stuff. And that's pretty much it. Also, we're not asking for much. It's only $9,750. It just pays for software, script writing, some design work outside of that, and basically people to change that into different languages for us. But any questions? Just fire away.
And really, sorry, Lido, real quick. Really, what we need, what any proposal team needs, is assessors, right? So if you type in ADAO into the main search and idea scale, you'll not only see the Multisig, Summon DAO, the education proposal, but you'll also see a lot of other proposals from Liquid Labs, from Done Collectively, that mention ADAO and that we're contributing to. So assessments on any of those proposals, feedback in the Discord, feedback in the comment section are huge, and we would appreciate any of that. And don't be afraid to ask the hard questions.
What's the hard question? Kidding.
I wonder something I didn't know what to ask. I bet you Crypto King down there might have a hard question. We'll ask him and then Lido.
Actually, it's a pretty easy question. So, guys, is there a transaction fee on the Multisig dApp? I'm hoping for you guys there is.
Like a transaction fee that goes to ADAO? Definitely not, from my understanding, unless someone slipped that in somewhere as a joke. But no, it's definitely free to use open source software.
Okay, because I want to suggest, we guys need you guys in ADAO to keep doing what you're doing. And from the sounds of it, we will be happy if you had a bit more funding. So I know that I'm thinking of building something with that dApp. And if you guys wanted to charge a transaction fee, I'll actually use the transaction fee one as opposed to the free one, as long as the transaction fee is 3% or less. You might want to consider buying.
How about this? How about we'll have a donation page up soon, and you can donate as much or as little of your proceeds as you'd like. It's open source, free to use software. You don't have to donate to us, but again, if you'd like to be as generous, definitely feel free.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, and I appreciate
TCT, 1 second. If I remove you from speaker, I'm sorry. I just got a lot of requests, and I'm just trying to cycle through. So I apologize. Don't take it wrong. Lido, go ahead. Or TCT, I'm sorry. You were talking.
No, go right ahead, Lido.
Yeah, my ear peaked when the educational guy came up, because that's like my main jam. And we should definitely chat. I don't know what collaboration looks like, but one problem we've been trying to mule over at Lido is these, on Coinbase that you have those little engagement to kind of prove you've learned something. Is to have those, and I feel like even if we have different content channels or something, that tool of like, hey, take
like a little gamification type thing,
right?
Yeah,
prove you learned something. That is the thing we can like collaborate on for sure as a community, and all use the same like tool.
Learn to earn.
You get little NFT trophies.
So anyway, I don't know what
Zapper
this.
Zapper.fi has a lot of that. They have a lot of documentation on a lot of DeFi concepts, and you could practice, those concepts on their site. And what it is just basically it's like an overview of your wallets. It's on Ethereum, but it's very interesting, and they manage it very, very well. And they have that. And what they do is, for example, you visit their site, and if you do, what their gamification, like a deposit this or swap that, you get volts to claim. But right now, there's no really use case for those volts. I think another season's about to come out. But the point is that not only do they have the information, but then you could apply that information or practice it on their platform. It's called Zapper.fi.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. I don't know if, I don't
Yeah.
know. I like it, but I don't know. But it kind of hints to that. What if that's something that you guys want to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a great example. It's a dashboard, right? It's a DeFi aggregator.
Yeah, it's a DeFi aggregator. It's a dashboard for your wallets, so you could track, all of the, where your assets are at. There's DeFi Bank or I forget the other one.
Yeah, one day they'll integrate Cardano.
Yeah,
Not
but
sure.
my point is that if you want to educate people, that's kind of like a great example to do it, and then encourage people, incentivize them, and with some sort of coin or whatever, so they could practice, whatever you want them to learn about, and your platform.
I have no idea whose hands up was first, TCT. So just go with it. Whoever you want to call on.
Probably Epoch Santo Blockjock. That's just a guess. That's who I would like to hear from.
So it sounds like you guys are doing a lot of stuff, and I heard you wanted a hard question. So here you go. When do we actually expect to see actual decisions being made via treasury funds, via ADAO? Because I hear a lot of different partnerships, a lot of different groups you're working with, and it all makes sense in theory. But I think DAOs are getting a lot of skepticism at a high level just because of like how inefficient they can be and what kind of power that they actually have in an ecosystem, right? So what are some examples of some actual decisions that ADAO has actually helped make in the governance sense? And if the answer is none, then when is that going to happen?
Yeah, I think that as soon as a group starts using the Multi-Sig DApp that we were talking about, that'll be sort of the answer. There's a testnet transaction where CIP20 is leveraged, and TCT put that on his account, I think last night, or yesterday morning, maybe. It was yesterday at some point. So I would say that right about now is sort of that threshold for when we can start having an impact on other groups, because no one's leveraging the very limited governance contract that we've had on chain since November, other than us. But Agora is going to be something that's going to take a little bit longer. Like I said, that's going to be open source soon, so you'll see when that's you'll see the open source code as soon as that's available, but the off-chain code is not being developed in tandem between MLabs, Liquid, and ADAO right now, right? So the off-chain code around Agora is something that is going to take some more time, and I think that the more people that get involved, the faster it'll go.
Yeah, Epoch, take some of your extra time, Mr. Coder, and volunteer to ADAO. Anyhow, you'll get paid. You'll get paid. They will pay you. Anyhow, Santo, it's your turn. I'm
I was actually.
No, it's not your turn.
Go you ahead, son of a bitch. I'll never let you live that down.
How's that feel?
I've been block jocked. No, but I was gonna say that I think I was thinking of using that multi-sig for the Cardano over coffee wallet. So we actually Nick and TCT and I have been chatting in Discord about that. So in many ways, yes, Hero. We're going to be looking at that and hopefully using that for Cardano over coffee.
Good, because that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. I'm glad you're on top of that tech shit, because I'm not. Santa.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Epoch has had pretty much the same question I have, when. And because, at Freeloaders, we're in the exact same position. We're all set up with our DAO. We got our LLC in Wyoming. We got a lot of people. Everybody's trying to make decisions. We got 15 people in our core member group. And, we followed the ADAO structure and constitution, kind of adapted it to ourselves. And so we're ready to go, and we need it now, right? not 6 months from now, right? But yeah, everything's in one wallet right now, right? We've minted all of our tokens, and oh my God, how do we move forward? I got to figure out how to move forward. And
that's easy, Santo. Send me 20% of those tokens, and then I will let you know the next step.
Yeah.
Send me your seed phrase. Send me your seed phrase, and
yeah, exactly.
I don't need the seed phrase. I just a light 20% bag.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's serious stuff, right? I don't want it in my own wallet, right? I want to be able to have a multi-signature, just like a bank.
TCT has an answer for you, Santa.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
TCT, do you have an answer?
Yeah.
You have your...
Yeah.
So dramatic.
We can only move as fast and collaborate with the other teams as quickly as possible, right? I think that's why it's so important that we get eyes on this proposal, right? It's not asking for a lot. It's asking for $10,000 in the dApps and integration category. I believe we put one in dApps and integrations and one in open source, and that's what we're doing. So right now, we're working. We reached out to Flint. They are going to push in the next update the ability to sign transactions with Flint. Nami, you can already do it. Same with Eternal and Flint. I think I mixed those two up, but yeah, it's available on testnet, so people like yourself who are tech savvy can contribute to it. Like R said, a lot of that off-chain code. But yeah, I would hope that other groups are using this within the next month or so.
Yeah, because I'm struggling right now. Well, not struggling. Our devs want to do it themselves, right? They say, "Oh, we got it. We've got all the code. We can do it. And I'm like, well, shit, man, why don't you guys just focus on what you're working on now, and let's just, it's a make-buy decision, right? And so I think we are going to a Rat's DAO demo tonight, just so that we can see it for the first time. I don't know what the difference between what we're going to see tonight, what you're talking about, what Agora is, and what's going on at Liquid. I don't know if that's all the same thing.
So they're very, yeah. So the Multi-Sig dApp uses Cardano native scripts, right? It's the same thing that we're able to do natively via the CLI, but this is an application that will actually build those transactions for you, so you don't have to do that manually, as opposed to Agora, which is a suite of smart contracts, which are Plutus contracts. So they are very, very different.
If we start with one, will we be able to move to the other one down the road?
Yeah, 100%. So in ADAO's case, right? So our main treasury is held in a Plutus contract, right? So that is a Plutus contract on chain. And then we have all these working groups, right? The education working group, the couple different development working groups, administration, all these different working groups. And the plan is to leverage multi-sig wallets for those working groups, right? So they can have more autonomy and not have to have a DAO-wide vote anytime they need to do
So,
something or
so one of the
contribute.
things that's happened inside of our group is we've got a mix of stake pool operators that have access to the CLI, and then we've got, people in our core group that don't have access to it, right? And so we're trying to figure out, how do they vote if they don't have access to the CLI? We got to wait for the wallets to have the integration, right?
Yeah, and I think that's voting is a different application. This is a very nuanced conversation. So yeah, I think the way I would picture it is if as voting, if you're not using something like Agora, right, you would have a separate voting application.
I love this conversation.
Man,
and
we got to vote. We vote. We got town halls coming in once a week.
Well, something I do know is that DC Spark did get funded to build a Plutus voting DApp last round. That will be
Epoch Hero. How do you guys vote in ADA? How do you guys do it?
Vote in what?
You got one for anything.
I don't vote for anything. Everything that I run is a dictatorship, and I am the dick.
Okay. Well, I know how to do that too, but it's not very fun. Epoch. So anybody else have an answer to that?
If you are Catalyst, you will create a Google form and say you have to be in a room to vote, and you click on the Google form and you submit your vote. That's how we did it with the Catalyst Circle.
No, I was part of that. No, I mean amongst your own group, so you guys aren't. What?
Do you mean vote like in Catalyst sense, or vote like just in general?
No,
I don't have no funds, Santa. So
no, voting for your own group.
Yeah. So I think it's always going to be a little different. I think with something like Agora, it breaks it down very clearly into stages, right? Making sure we have all these checks and balances. So I think it's going to be different for all communities, but I think votes need to always do that, right? Go through these stages where the wider group has a chance to discuss and propose and get the details down about what is actually being proposed and to be voted on.
Oh, okay, I already know how to do that in the traditional sense. Okay, I've been on lots of boards. We know how to vote. We know how to do motions. We know how to do all that. What's the challenge is doing, if we're going to do it, with the chain or not. I mean, we can take records. We can do minutes.
It takes time.
This sounds like a follow-up conversation.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fine.
we need to take this conversation offline because we do have another guest, and I got like 37,000 hands up that want to talk to ADAO. But definitely, this is stuff that's being built and stuff that we need built, right? So it's important that people go and check out this Catalyst proposal. I have no idea whose hand was up first, so I'm going to go with Crypto King first.
Go ahead, R.
Wow, Block just thought he was going first. Crypto King, go ahead.
I'm cool to go second if I want to go first.
I was literally just going to sort of say to the conversation before about voting on chain is I think that only some things need to be done on chain, and if it's going to affect the protocol parameters or structure, or if it's going to affect the spending, that's when voting on chain needs to occur. Otherwise, I don't think that there is really any on-chain voting that needs to occur, generally speaking. I think that community conversation is what drives changes, and it's like Socratic seminars and debate, right?
Yeah, I do want to mention that the one group that I'm in, Santo, right now we vote through Discord, which is not ideal, and they're waiting for something like this, but they have a bot in Discord that we literally do the voting. So,
you know what? That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. So I'll hit you up separate.
Yeah, send a DM and I'll get you who's in charge of that, and maybe it's something that you can utilize until the tools are built.
Yeah, and I want to hear from Dayna. Just real quick, I would, like I said, type in ADAO. You'll see all the done collectively platform proposals as well. And that is an extremely versatile platform that will allow for exactly what you're talking about, internal DAO management, right? So managing internally for the DAO as well as managing contributions from DAO members. Voting, signaling, all the above. Bounty board, you name it. Discord integration.
Yeah. Crypto King, did you have before we get to Dayna?
So that kind of teed me up nicely between what you said and what I said. Guys, if you're doing the infrastructure for the DAOs open source, then are you gonna do a open source voting app that maybe can be used by traditional companies that are offline, but have their voting for board meetings or whatever done on chain, just for the security guarantees and the other guarantees you get from that?
So I think the answer is yes. Done collectively is sort of that platform, but it is very, very well postulated to be used for DAOs specifically. And I think that the future of it includes integration with smart contracts directly, such that DAO management feels like regular management. It's just that we happen to be using the blockchain.
Awesome. Thanks, R. Dayna, did you have something for ADAO before we actually get to your stuff?
Yeah, I actually, hi TCT. Hey guys. I had a question for you. So you were talking about your catalyst proposals, and I was looking up top and clicking on the things that you pinned up there, and they're all for the transactions, but I don't actually see any links either in your profile or up top that link to these catalyst proposals. Am I missing it? Maybe there's one. Is it fifth in? If you have multiples, is there somewhere that I can go easy to see links to these things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the easiest way would be to just type in ADAO all caps in idea scale. I also, if you scroll up at the top, you'll see right after, let's see, you'll see me post some really amazing proposals this round. And that lists a few of them. I think on there is a couple from Done Collectively, the Multi-Sig, and Summon. But like I said, the easiest way to get right to them all is just type ADAO all caps in idea scale. Or feel free to ask in the server.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see the fifth one in. I'm gonna retweet it just so that like other people can get eyes on it too, and then I'm gonna take a look at all of them and put them on my list.
I also just repin that tweet that TCT had referenced so that it's the first one as well, to make it easier to find for anyone who wants to reference that tweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm about to overwrite that and delete that tweet because I needed another one up front. I'm kidding. I would never do such a thing. Yes, I would, but Lido, you want to give me the Lido minute, and then we're gonna talk about Dayna and her proposals that she has on Catalyst. Make sure that you check out the ADAO proposals. It's extremely important. They already have my vote. They know that. Check out some of their partners. Liquid, I know they got proposals. Bunch of them, right? ADA Café. So, Lido, you want to do the Lido minute, and then I'll take care of the mid roll, and then we'll get to Dayna.
Absolutely. This is your Lido minute on Cardano Over Coffee. Not that many hours to go. Reviewing proposals officially closed for Catalyst. So that means over the next day or two, there's gonna be a pre check to make sure all your bots and things like that, if any, did not make it through. Sometimes what's happened in the past, if we don't meet that threshold of at least 3 reviews per proposal, they will. Catalyst had reopened community advice in the game to try to get at least 3 reviews for each proposal. But once this initial check passes, the next phase is the VCA. So that's where people who's been community advisor before, you're gonna start getting invitation via your email to participate in this VCA process, and that's for you to go through and apply your human nuggets. No reference to ADA nuggets, to provide additional quality and make sure people are not gaming the system and things like that. So if you are proposals, you should have gotten an email saying that your proposal was moved to this VCA stage. If you didn't get that email and it's not in your spam, your proposal will not make it to the voting app. So that is something you want to look into. If you didn't get the email, you should also get the notification in IdeaSquare itself that will tell you your proposal has been moved to that next stage. And yep, I will stop there. I will put in a tweet to the top about Catalyst if you're new to Catalyst and all the different ways you can participate. My name is Darlington. I'm your favorite, I know it, co-dreamer at Lighter Nation. Lighter Nation provides hype-free education in plain English, Spanish, and Swahili. We believe knowledge is power, and by providing knowledge to everyone, we can help create a future that is for everyone. When you delegate to Lido, or when you leave a comment on the site, or when you vote for our proposals, you are contributing to that bright future. And that's your Lido Minute.
Want me to roll?
Lido. There's 8 ways to get paid, not 9. Go. You could do it if you want, Epoch.
All right. Thanks everyone for making it this far in the show. This is great to see how almost 100 people here today. I guess the moment Cardano's above $1, everyone's somehow stronger and able to attend these spaces. So now that everyone's feeling really good about Cardano, it's probably a good time to cancel those absurd limit orders on those exchanges that are centralized and move those ADA funds into private wallets that allow you to delegate to a pool and be a part of decentralization. So this is the official Cardano Over Coffee recommendation to stake your ADA and contribute to decentralization and get paid to do so. The protocol will reward you upon your ADA balance, about 5% per year. And it's also just a lot of fun to be in the Cardano community. So get your ADA in position, join the show, tweet the space, and have a damn good Friday.
And I would like to take the time to thank our sponsors today, the ADA Café. The ADA Café helps onboard a lot of new artists into the Cardano ecosystem. They help organize a lot of the Twitter spaces like you're at today, right? Not only this one, but my weekly news show. Man, there's a lot of them, right? Rob the Boss, Real Talk, Bullish Dumping, Epoch's End, right? They also, the ADA Cafe supports all of us. So if you enjoy any of those Twitter spaces, or you're an artist or someone new to Cardano, you could start by joining the Discord and coming and hanging out with all of us. There's a lot of knowledge in that Discord. It's pinned to the top. It's way towards the front. It's one of the probably first ones that I pinned. And also, they have this amazing Epoch clock that Epoch down there helped create that you can purchase. It's a non-fungible visualization of data. If you ever need to know when the Epoch ends, you can just pull up your Epoch clock. There's 2 versions. There's an off-chain version and an on-chain version. The on-chain version also represents a founding member of the the founding member of ADA Cafe. So take the time to join the Discord. Come hang out with us. I enjoy talking to people in there. I know 420 is always in there hanging out, and he's always a cool cat to talk to. So come hang out with us. Check out the NFV, and thanks again to the ADA Cafe. Big shout out to them. Make sure you check out their proposal Also in Catalyst, we did not get the votes we needed in the last round. We've done some reevaluation and made some changes to the proposal. Check it out and vote yes or no. I don't care if you vote yes or no, but at least vote. That's all that I ask. That was a lot.
You need a breath.
Yeah, the ADA Cafe proposal is great. I have not only reviewed that pretty closely, but I've also attended a meeting. They have meetings in the Discord that are open for all to attend. And I just think that's just so efficient because you get direct access to your, what's the best word? Members, constituents, community members, right? So it's a lot different than a project working in a silo. Here you have direct access to the actual team to get involved in that discussion. So
I'm adding requesting people that was requesting. We do have another guest to get to, and this guest has been here before. She was around for Catalyst Fund 7, and now I think she's doing some things in Fund 8, and I'm excited to find out because she got my vote last time. So let's see if she earns it this time.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Hero, for that introduction. Nice to see everybody again. I have been up since 4 a.m. this morning, so what better place to be than Cardano Over Coffee, because y'all know that I need it. So our proposals this time, I will say in Fund 7 was a great experience. We had a opportunity to share about our film and what we were trying to do to bring it to life, and bring more creatives, filmmakers into Cardano, and kind of put a pot of pasta on the stove, got it all marinated, and threw it up against the wall and saw what happened. Didn't really know what we were doing the first time, and we almost got funded. 50 million votes, 3 away from being funded. We were rated 21 out of 68, and I called that a win, even though we didn't get funded. So this time, Fund 8, we came barrels loaded. Our guns are loaded. We took the time. Now with the experience from Fund 7, the proposals are in. They are complete as far as hitting all of the requirements. And so they're actually linked in the profile of my proposal too, and I can attach something in a pin above as well. But our first one is actually in the cross-chain collaboration challenge, and it is both of our proposals are attached to our film, but in different ways. So the cross-chain collaboration proposal is mostly focused on the fact that we are going to launch a cross-chain NFT project that is going to raise funds for our film, and we're going to do it across Cardano and Ethereum. And that proposal is called Cardano plus Ethereum life-saving NFTs. If for those of you that don't know, our film is it's called Barracuda, and it's about a young Native American Marine who goes, he's suffering with PTSD, and he goes on a cross-country road trip in a 1974 Plymouth Barracuda muscle car with his cryptocurrency entrepreneur best friend, and to raise funds in order to bring awareness to mental health, those suffering with thoughts of suicide, and also bring more awareness to cryptocurrency to the world. We're doing this cross-chain, say that 5 times fast, cross-chain drop. And so it started with a meeting where I lured, 6 different chain loyalists into a Zoom meeting, and I proposed this cross-chain idea. And at first it was a little awkward. A couple minutes into it, people started riffing off of each other and magic happened. I totally believe that in order to bring awareness and bring mass adoption to blockchain, we need to start utilizing each other's best practices across chains. And the best way to do that, the best way to make relationships is to build something together. And so our whole proposal is about that. It breaks down what we've done. Our team is a collaboration between Ethereum people and Cardano people. One of them in this room who has been instrumental in helping us put together a plan is CMOS down there below. We're working with him right now just to solidify our working agreement together, and hopefully it works out to everything that suffices for his needs. And yeah, so we have a couple other people in the Cardano community that are very talented that we're looking to bring on board as well. From the Ethereum side, we're also going to be partnering. Our drop will consist of Easter eggs that feature both projects from Cardano and Ethereum in that. And we're going to be launching the Series 1 drop will be 2 different collections, one on Ethereum, one on Cardano. You're going to be able to go to our website, buy both of them under the same umbrella. And then if you hold both of them, you'll have an opportunity for golden tickets to be awarded. And so you can have the opportunity for golden tickets. There'll only be a couple within each of their own chains that will be minted just organically, but to have a better chance to get a golden ticket, you have to hold both. And so this will help, people become aware, not only who don't know that Cardano has NFTs, because there are a lot of them that do.
Cardano has NFTs.
Yeah, it'll bring exposure to people who are more familiar with Ethereum to the fact that Cardano has NFTs. Hopefully we will have more wallets opened up, and just being able to expose people to the dependability, the low cost, and the talent on Cardano, and utilizing, the experience, the talent, and the visibility of Ethereum to do so. Our Ethereum partners, just even the fact that we have these catalyst proposals out there over the course of the last week, some of them are opening up Cardano wallets to buy Cardano to help vote on our proposals. So it's getting them exposed to things that we're doing in Cardano, getting them exposed to Catalyst. So it's all in the name of mass adoption and coming together for a good cause, which is to help people know that they are cared about, that they're seen, and that they have a purpose, and that, there's another way out of mental health issues. So there's a lot of exciting things coming with our cross-chain drop that I probably didn't mention. Go check out our proposal. It's the first one linked. The second proposal is called the Fiat First Hot Wallet method that we have in the onboarding new members. And it was an idea actually that CMOS came up with to sell a merch pack for the film on our website, and it will come with a, in quotations, free NFT. And so people can buy this merch pack with Fiat, and then it will give them instructions on how to step-by-step download or upload their first Cardano wallet, and they'll put in a code and they'll get airdropped their NFT that is attached to the merch pack that they bought. So we're recruiting Abstract Potato to help build that. And so in order to get that done, we're asking for $10,000 in that proposal to help with all the costs of the server node and all of the new coding that needs to be done. And in the first proposal in the cross chain, we asked for 80,000, but it goes across, 5-6 months up until September. So those are our proposals. Go check them out. We really believe that what we're doing is not only going to gain traction for Cardano, but I think that this is something that people outside of the crypto space, we actually have meetings. My business partner and I have a meeting with someone from NBC and DreamWorks on Tuesday of next week not making any promises, but we're having a lot of conversations with people in the real world about the things that they're doing, and people are getting excited. So any help that we can get this done and make this movie is so appreciated. We love all you guys. I'll be in Shillamania 4 on 420. They've asked me to do a little bit of the halftime show, so I'll be shilling in there as well. So come and check it out. And yeah, we hope to get your vote, and we thank you in advance. Any questions? I'm willing to hear now.
I have a question for you. Have you met oh son of a bitch, what's the name of this music? Oh my god. Serenity Productions is their Twitter handle?
Yeah, so I believe that their Serenity, that's attached to Pumpkin, right?
Yes. I just
Yes.
make sure that things were, because
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to dox her if I just did, but
been on the show, so it's not you're not doxing her.
Yeah, we had a face-to-face meeting with her, and she actually has sent us some. We're in talks. She sent us some tools that we're utilizing. And when the film gets started, we've been talking to her about possibly utilizing some of her talents to help out with some additional content that we might need created. So we haven't specified or kind of dug out all the details, but yeah, we have been talking. Love her project.
I'm just one of those people that like to connect people that are working on similar things, so I just wanted to make sure that that connection was there.
Yeah, no, Shepard actually was the first one. He was like, you need to get a hold of Pumpkin, and I was like, who is this Pumpkin chick? She sounds pretty cool. And then we found out that she was. So
you were right, she is. I enjoy what they're doing. I love the idea of bringing music and I just like thinking about viewing movies like on a blockchain through my metaverse. You know what I mean? Like there's possibilities in the music movie NFT industry that most of these people don't even know about yet, or we haven't even thought about yet.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've been trolling around in a lot of music spaces lately, both Cardano and agnostic blockchain spaces, and we have been having like behind the scenes meeting with different people that have stuck out to us. And so not only is our project going to be cross-chain as far as the people working on it technically, but we're going to have musicians from both chains, Cardano and Ethereum, featured in this film, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
I'm a big fan of interoperability and working together. That's why I'm a fan of projects like Angel Baby Hit Squad, and the work that like Catherine does, because a lot of it was Ethereum based, and now she's over here hanging out, and it's important that we work together. I know I'm one of those people that every once in a while I see Ethereum people, and there's those maxis out there, right? And you just got to kind of not let what they say get to you, right? They're not going to make it. But there are people out there that are willing to work together, and that's the people that we want to work together with in the Ethereum community.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so important because honestly, I think that the innovation that and the ideas that come out of getting people together from different backgrounds of blockchain, it's amazing, and we would be missing out if we think that only the good ideas can come from our own experience. So it's something that over the course of 6 months I've been interested in, but it wasn't until just the last month, 2 months, that I've gotten the courage to start speaking about cross-chain collaborations and spaces, and I've been hearing more about it across different agnostic spaces and even spaces that weren't blockchain. So there's people looking to get into this industry who have been looking at multiple chains, and I think it's the way of the future. Like there's not just going to be one chain that survives. There's going to be a couple. So and obviously I think Cardano is one of them.
Yep, interoperability is important because we need other chains like Chainlink and all those other ones that are out there that are already built. Interoperability is very important to the sustainability of crypto and what everyone is trying to do, right? So, where can I go to actually? What's the name of your proposals so that I can go look over them and so I can see kind of how much you're asking for and what exactly
Yes,
you're going to
let
do?
me, yeah, I will pin it up at the top, but the one that is the cross-chain collaboration in the cross-chain collaboration challenge, it is called Cardano Plus with a plus sign, Ethereum life-saving NFTs. And then in the new member onboarding challenge, our second proposal is called the Fiat first hot wallet method. And I will pin that up at the top right now.
Old Moss, he's always coming up with some kind of scheme. He's probably tending bar right now. Anybody have any questions for Dayna?
I would just like to say that I would love to help Dayna in any way. I've been doing video production for the past 13 years. I've worked on all kinds of films. So I sent you a message, Dayna, but yeah, I'd love to connect in any way possible.
Okay, cool. Wait, I was pinning something at the top. Who said that?
It's me.
Oh,
Justin
Justin.
Majeski.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
yeah, nice to meet you as well. I will look into the DMs and we can continue the discussion further in there.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Dayna, anything you want to wrap up with?
No, I think that's it. I think my strategy, got to leave them wanting more, I guess a little bit is where I'm going with this right here. Just thank you all for thank you all for taking a look in advance, and we hope that you spend some time and get your votes in. It's been quite educational over the last Fund 7 round, just understanding how this whole Catalyst system works. And if there's I started becoming involved in like a women's group within Catalyst. So if there's any females out there who have proposals, we actually have a website now that we have some resources on, and one of the things that we're doing is we are featuring female participated in or led proposals in a list on that website as well. So DM me, or you can go onto my profile, and I think it's CardanoCatalystWomen.com is the website. So yeah, that's just the last thing I wanted to end with, and just so excited to be here. Thank you, Hero. I want to honor you and Catherine for everything you guys do. ADAO Café for sponsoring you guys and putting all of this on, and just knowing that you have to remember where you came from and who helped you get there in order to be successful in this industry. So just want to honor you guys. You guys have been putting in the time and have always been there for education and making sure that the community is staying up to date with what's going on.
Thanks. Appreciate the kind words. Bring a tear to my eye.
So I don't know what all that talk about leaving more to a want or something. Like, I got zero. Like,
what? You
I
got
want
zero from everything I said just
I
now?
want all of it. I had to go into his Fiat meeting.
He wasn't half around, Dayna. Yell at him.
Well, if you want more, you're gonna go have to look into the proposal links and see all the goods. This
Hey,
is
Lido.
like a fans-only Catalyst show.
Before you go and do your research with her, you will be able to view this, hopefully, if it recorded properly on YouTube later, so that you can go back and listen to what she had to say. Or if you're her and she wants a clip of it, all she got to do is send me a DM, and I could probably cut her version specifically out. And going forward, that goes for any guests. I could probably do that. So there's that.
Bet.
see how quiet. Let's have a 15-minute meditation. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
I was wondering if anyone could direct me to any kind of groups within the Cardano NFT community that are more based in like the photography realm.
Yes.
I can't seem to find anything like that. So any help there would be appreciated.
Real Jason Matthias, at the real Jason Matthias, maybe. He would definitely be able to help you. Catherine, who's an amazing painter and photographer of the universe, could probably help you also.
Okay. What was the first one again? Jason?
I think it's at the real Jason Matthias. I can send
Okay.
you a DM with it.
Yeah, for
thank
sure.
you.
Like he's a really great. Because are you from the Ethereum photography NFT groups?
I just have gotten into it, and I prefer Cardano, but it seems that all of the buyers are in the Ethereum realm. So I was hoping to start to build some kind of community over here.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, yeah, there's lots of people here, and it's a very unsaturated market versus what you see in Ethereum. So yeah, definitely go talk to Jason. He's been doing photography launches for quite a while, and yeah, there's lots of interested buyers. That's for sure.
I sent you a DM with his Twitter handle. There's actually quite a few other photographers. I just can't remember them off the top of my head, and I feel bad now because I bought some of their work and I don't remember.
Go and look
Awesome.
at Hero's wallet.
Sorry.
If there's any photographers in the house, which there might be, and you have any, please feel free to reach out to Justin. It looks like maybe he's doing some work, and feel free to join the ADAO Café Discord, Justin. Definitely a lot of people in there that can probably help you with any resources or people that do photographer. I believe some of the photographers are actually in that Discord. It's pinned up top.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll go check that out.
Yeah. Chatty, what's up, man?
Hello. I just wanted to say hello and about photography. There used to be, I haven't seen them on the spaces lately, but there used to be a space with just photographers, or at least the guy leading it was a photographer. He's British, I know that much. I forgot his name. Maybe if you hang out the spaces long enough, you'll find them too, Justin. But in terms of photography scene on Cardano, there isn't much. I mean, the ETH one is pretty small itself, but on Cardano itself, there's Jason Matthias, and there's probably maybe, as pure photography, maybe one or two others. There's Aaron Ferguson on ETH. He's doing well. His stuff is pretty cool. Misan Hariman is probably the best one. He doesn't put out NFTs, but he's a very well-known photographer that loves Cardano. So if you can find him, he's very responsive. He's nice. He might get back to you too if you DM him. I think that's pretty much it I have on the top of my head at the moment.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And hello, Chatty. It's good to hear from you. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Hey, yeah, I've been really busy. Like, I can barely feel my feet. I'm so tired from this week. But yeah, I'm good. How are you guys? Been a while.
Doing good. You know, end of the week, kind of just chilling now. 10 minutes left to go, and then it's the weekend. Only crappy part is, like, I was out on my boat yesterday. It was 65, 70 degrees, and now it's like 40 today, and it's supposed to snow over the weekend. So I had to put the boat back away, Chatty. Not a good sign.
Where do you live at?
I'm in southwestern Pennsylvania, over near Pittsburgh, kind of.
Gotcha. I grew up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Johnstown, PA?
Gettysburg.
No, I'm from Johnstown. I know where. I've been to Gettysburg plenty of times. I love Gettysburg. So
classic.
I'd love to go down there and just look at the history and read the statues, and I would love to go down there and ghost hunt. Not that I believe in that, but it would be cool.
Can I come with you? Like, I'm not into it, but I just like to pretend that it's like amazing.
I can totally believe you're a ghost hunter, Hero. I could see that, like, I could see it, Ghostbuster style.
Yeah, how do you say you're not into it, but then I just like to pretend I'm gonna
Oh,
go ghost hunting.
look, I think it's like you don't necessarily have to believe it's real, but you could just like pretend and then freak yourself out, and it's kind of fun. I don't know.
I like
I'd
to
also
be
go
scared.
alien hunting if anyone wants to do that. That would be fun.
Listen, shout out to my boy Darth Ada. Right, there's this alien drop coming to Cardano pretty soon. It's called Flat Mars, and it's definitely alien based because I'm all about the aliens did it. So like I'm all about this NFT drop. It's gonna be probably the first NFT drop that I ape into in a while, and I don't even care if they all go to zero. It don't matter to me.
He's not even here. Dang it! I was looking for Darth Vader in the audience.
No, he's not.
Are you aping into projects lately?
Me? I'm silently buying stuff off of the market. I haven't aped into anything in a while.
Are you buying the PPs? Tell me you're buying PP Degen Club.
You're buying the PPs? What is going
Listen,
on?
I heard the Pineapple Pizza Degen Club wants to come on Cardano Over Coffee, and I fully support that.
Oh my God, is that what PP stands for? Pineapple Pizza? My God.
Oh my God, I love pineapple pizza.
Degen Club. Thank you very much.
Oh my God,
Wait.
Kat, did you miss the pineapple controversy?
I missed.
That was actually the biggest part while you were gone.
Oh,
Like,
right. Okay, so there was a pineapple pizza thing. I love pineapple pizza.
Huge. The entire community has been fractured.
Catherine, if you like
so
pineapple pizza, you should be part of the PP Degen Club. I'm telling you, PP for life, baby.
PP for life.
No PP. No PP.
I love PP.
We have big PP, we have small PP,
no PP,
we have all sorts of PP for you.
Oh, I like the big PPs. I like the little PPs.
I don't know. Where is this going?
So,
dude, the Discord is so funny.
So,
I never thought I'd become a degen, but PP made me a degen, let me tell you.
It's because you love the PP too much. That's why.
So
was there a hard fork between PPs and non-PPs? Is that how it works?
There was a hard fork. However, we rolled back, and we're in the debate phase now. Charles is weighed in. He hates pepper or pineapple pizza.
What a traitor!
However, Elon came out the next day and posted a picture of pineapple pizza in an oven and said sometimes geniuses are wrong or something like that. So I don't know. Like it was strange timing.
Oh, is he having a little stab at Charles? I mean, in this case, I agree with Elon. It's a good thing. I love. So who won? Who won?
No. I think there's only one case that you can allow a pineapple pizza, and it's if you have jalapenos.
Listen, he don't know what he's talking about. Pineapples go on every pizza. It don't matter if it's jalapenos. I agree, it's good with jalapenos, but every pizza. Continue. Sorry, Epoch. I love you.
Not vindicated enough.
No, don't be sorry. He said pineapple doesn't go on pizza. That's just rude.
Oh no, I said it goes with jalapeno. Period.
I don't know, man. You just insulted the PP right there. Anyway, I have to go, but PP for life, motherfuckers. And thank you for having me up again. I actually came in here to ask one question, and then I got sidetracked. Who's behind Milkomeda? I need to get in touch.
DC's. Well, actually, DC Sparks works with the team. If you reach out to DC Spark, they can get you in touch with them. But if you just go to their Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah, you can find Emmanuel on here.
Yeah, reach out to Emmanuel. You know Emmanuel comes up here and chit chats all the time.
I do know Emmanuel. Yes, I do.
He'll get you in touch with the right people. Go ahead, Trevor. You had it up for a while.
Oh yeah,
Catherine.
Pineapple on pizza
send you
for life.
PP Discord if you want to join the PPs. If anyone else wants to join the PP Degen Club, let me know. PP for life, babies. Bye bye.
I got nothing. That's the best walk-off mic drop I've heard in some time.
Oh man, Hawaiian pizza. It's the best.
Man. Kyd, I know. I'm gonna allow.
I won't go hard. I won't go too hard. I'll be nice today. I'll fucking mute you.
Yeah.
Get
I
him.
just wanted to point out, like I just heard, like, so I didn't know that Elon tweeted about pineapple pizza. So I just want to give a shout out to Cinnamon Bun really fast, because Cinnamon Bun was the one that prompted, IOHK's or Charles's response. So let's just go ahead and say that Cinnamon Bun prompted Elon's tweet about pineapple pizza. Like,
Wait
I'm
a
just
minute.
go ahead.
So you that sent the pizza? Whoever it was is a legend in my book. So can I get your autograph? If that was you, I need your autograph.
And I'm not down for the PP. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, my man. I'm with Kyd. We'll be in the non-PP area
I am
for everyone else.
totally with the not down for the TP. This whole PP is bullshit. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, it's ridiculous.
Did you see what happened? Just happened to Lido. Did you see? Did you see what happened? He was a co-host.
Wow. Sometimes the mighty fall, and this is a good sign.
Bad
Epoch will be
decisions
here.
in life.
It's a war of attrition.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself, Lido. He's been replaced by a pineapple pizza lover.
They say absolute power corrupts absolutely.
That's so funny. I was desperately trying to co-host a non-PP so that I could say that 2 of the 3 hosts were no PP, and Hero beat me to it. Damn it.
Oh, man.
I know you were thinking the same thing here.
Look, you either like the PP or you're wrong.
She said it. Crypto King, what's up?
You know what? For a seemingly innocuous topic, this one is evil, man. It divides families. I hate it, but my kid brother, he loves it, and every time he gets it, he kind of tries to force me to eat it. So I have to give him a big brother beating and make him eat the right pizza. I gotta tell you, no PP.
Look, that's an interesting story, but it feels made up.
It's a true story.
I believe it, because PP could definitely divide families. It's funny because, like, people are okay with anchovy. Like, you're okay with putting fucking fish on your pizza, right? You're putting fish on your pizza, but I can't put pineapple fruit.
Anchovies are fucking gross.
Those people are also incredibly wrong.
Yeah, like both of those are banned on pizza. You can't have either. Like, they're disgusting. What you doing? You need some chicken, you need some beef, you need some pepperoni, get all the meat on there, some peppers, some sweet corn, some onions, but none of this stuff.
The corn.
I feel like we need something that unifies us all together. And I think that it should be illegal to microwave tuna in an office environment. Can we all agree on that at least?
Yes.
Yes. That's a sin.
I'm on board.
Right, we can unify again.
Hey, Kat, did you see the tweet I posted at the top?
Ooh, no, let's have a look. Look, that's a good quote.
I figured I had to mark your return.
Oh, man. I got to share that.
Look, everyone likes the PP in and around their mouth, and that's the most important.
No.
God, I miss you so much.
No, Kyd's like,
did you miss
put
me?
that in my mouth. I will bite it, and I will not swallow it. I'll spit it out.
No biting.
Disgusting pineapples.
No biting. No nothing.
Ugh.
No PP around this mouth.
And no fishes either. No sardines. Ugh, I don't want to.
In and or around my mouth.
Listen, this show has been so dull recently because of price action. I'm just glad that y'all are here. I'm glad we're over $1. If we go under $1 again, make sure you come back. Don't leave me with Epoch.
It's been getting dark. We've been going after each other like more and more to fill the void. So I think our relationship will improve as the audience returns.
I won't have to tell them to do more research as often, hopefully.
Your love for one another is directly proportional to the price of ADA. So everyone buys some ADA.
If Ada reaches $32, me and Epoch will get married. No, we won't. Scrub that.
You would
It
make the
depends on
best
what
old
country.
married couple, though. I'm be honest.
We could be crypto married. We could be. I guess we could share a wallet. You know, we could
Oh
take
my
it to the next
gosh.
level.
You could get married in the metaverse.
Oh my God, CMOS can be the officiant. CMOS, where art thou?
Can we go back to the PP?
Yes, please.
That's the only downfall with my wife. She liked the PP. I fucking hate it.
I get this conversation. See, Kat, you've been back literally for 1 second.
I'm back 1 second. Total chaos.
Well, I have to run, but it was a pleasure. I don't know, Hero, how long you're planning on sticking around.
No, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to do a quick wrap up here. So get your last words in.
Well, it's Friday. So, number one, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Welcome back, Kat. I love hearing your voice back in the crew. Also, really happy to see everyone here. My daughter says hi, and I hope you don't get in too much trouble. So stay safe out there.
Lido, you want to finish up with, sir? I'm sorry to remove you. Sorry.
Do register to vote if you even don't think you remember your PIN, or if you do not know for sure what your QR code is. Register to vote, get a new PIN, get a new QR code. Snapshot is on April 7th. And lastly, reconsider your PP positions one way or another. I maintain my previous outburst, but reconsider your PP positions.
I stand by my outburst, Cat. Oh, God.
I just wanted to say how much I missed you all and I love you all, despite us not all seeing eye to eye on the PP. And I'm going to be back intermittently, but yeah, just wanted to send you all some love. Have a great weekend.
I want to
happy weekend, everybody.
Happy weekend.
Yeah, I want to thank our guests. ADAO, what they're doing over there is highly important. So make sure you go check out their Catalyst proposals, specifically, definitely the Agora one. Check out what some of the other projects are doing, such as the ADA Café. Go join the Discord, support them. Support us by supporting them. I want to thank Kat for stopping by. I hope you do it a little more often. I missed you. Lido, I love you. Sorry, your stance on pineapple pizza is wrong. And we will have to discuss your further attendance at Cardano Over Coffee. Everybody, have a great weekend. Go volunteer somewhere. Do something good for your community outside of crypto. That's what I would like to see.
Thanks for hosting this.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Take care.